Okay, day 14. All right, we are literally 2 weeks in, coming into the last week. This is amazing, y'all. We are almost here. And I hope this challenge has awakened you to potential, possibility, right? Because the truth of the matter is this challenge, once it's over, doesn't mean that anything has to stop. Your life can continue to get better. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. But hey, we're in the thick of it, as the TikTok saying goes. And we want to continue on. Now, as tradition has it, I'm going to tell you everything we've talked about quickly. And I do that for specifically reasoned, I don't know why I said it that way, but for a specific reason. I'm just curious, can you remember everything we've talked about yet? See, I do it for my memory and for your memory. I'm doing this because I'm coherently thinking through these ideas just like you're doing. And what I hope is that as I'm adding value, you're able to take these ideas and add value as well. In fact, I would love to hear your feedback, things that you are now beginning to work on or ideas that you have concerning these concepts, because I promise you, we are going to get better by being together, which is why we're talking about relationships. And we're going to talk about a new area of relationships here today. But real quick, let's go through everything real quick to make sure that we're on track for exactly what we're talking about. So let's talk about dreams. 4 components of dreams, right? We have our desire, which is what we want most. It's burning in us. We desire it, therefore we pursue it. But it's not good to just pursue it blindly. We've got to organize it. We've got to create a plan. We've got to make a true commitment and decision to that desire, and that is a goal. A goal is transforming that desire into a organized plan of attack. This is where we're going, right? It's defined, it's clear. And as we pursue these goals, we have to have reasons to keep going when things get tough, because they're going to happen. If you live on planet Earth, which you do, you're going to have problems. And if you are not careful, if you don't have enough reasons to keep you grounded to your goal, right, you're not going to last. But if you know why, if you have a purpose, that purpose will keep you, right? And now that you understand why it is you're going to achieve this goal, we now have to create the disciplines to pursue that goal, because it takes action. It takes massive, consistent action to do so. And sometimes the easiest way to get started is just to develop a discipline, a simple discipline. It's like eating an apple a day. Maybe that's the beginning of your nutritional transformation, is merely saying, hey, instead of the candy bar, it's an apple. For me, I know when I did my transformation, I said, hey, I'm going to replace 2 meals a day with 2 nutritional meals, right? I got involved with a company, changed my life. Now I'm constantly wanting to do better, doing better. I'm constantly able to rely on other products that the company offers. And I'm getting better every day. All it takes, though, is starting with the simplest of disciplines. So that's in dreams. Now you come here to personal development, which is where it's at, y'all. It's becoming the new you, the better you. It's putting those disciplines to work. The disciplines in your physical health, which is what we're talking about. Nutrition, rest, hydration, exercise, right? We want to get better. We want to do more consistently, getting results, which, by the way, your disciplines should lead you to a result. It's not just vainly doing things, but actually pursuing the goal, right? For instance, it may be a discipline for you, it is for me, to run so far, so many times a week, right? Like it's very, we'll talk more about that maybe on a separate topic, but really having good habits and targets as your disciplines. But anyways, that's physical health, emotional health, right? Good attitude, right? Sometimes you have to act the way you want to feel, because you don't always feel the way you wish to feel, but sometimes you can put yourself in that state if you'll just act long enough, work through it. That's good attitude, right? Emotional health. And then we have intellectual health, right? We want to be a life learner, learning skills, adding value, right? We should never stop learning. We may have graduated from school, but we didn't graduate from life, and life is for learners, readers, right? Let's be learning. And then we have our spiritual health, which is who we are, truly who we are. We have an identity, an eternal identity. You see this body, but within this body is who I am, right? And what we have to do in order to get what we want, we have to become the person that obtains that. We have to change our identity. We have to change. It's like a thermostat, right? The thermostat's going to regulate what we have because of who we are. But if we will change who we are, it will allow us new opportunities, right? You can't have a fearful identity and act courageous, right? You have to shift those things internally. So that's identity, it's spiritual health. Now, we've talked about financial freedom with the understanding of it's not what we get, but what we can do with what we get. And that all starts with value. Value will always determine your income. Doesn't matter what you do, right? You can wait on it, you can protest it, you can do whatever. But at the end of the day, the best way to tap into potential, unsurmountable potential, is becoming more valuable. And by the way, I would submit to you, faithfulness makes you more valuable. If people know that they can trust you, rely on you, that's a form of adding value. By the way, that's something we're called to be as Christians. Just a little food for thought. Cash flow. Are you acting your wage? Are you always increasing in the money that you have? Saving. It's a fancy word for saving. That's all we're talking about. It's the lifeblood. Are you saving? Saving beyond inflation. Saving beyond the potential emergency you might have, right? Having cash set aside so that way you're not always one emergency away from disaster, right? But once you've got that taken care of, you can't just keep adding and expecting to get independent. You have to start multiplying. You have to start dumping your extra cash into vehicles that will double your money quickly through active capital, through passive capital. We talked about that, so you can go back and check that video out. But I'm just simply saying, increasing through multiplication is important, which the whole point of that is lifestyle. Being able to retire with dignity, being able to make an impact on this world, to ministries, to ministers, right? To people in need, to bless your children, to bless your children's children, right? This is all about lifestyle, and it's so important, right? It's so important. It's not the love of money, but it is the love of what we can do with that, being generous. I hope that is the core of your lifestyle here with your finances. And now we've been talking about meaningful relationships. Y'all, we are made to be relational. Not to be drama, though drama exists. You can't get out of it. There's always going to be something going on. But I will tell you this, as you increase your understanding of meaningful relationships, you're going to learn who to spend time with and who to not spend time with. You're going to learn a little more about how people act and how you can determine your actions regardless of what people do. It's the discerning of people. It's having wisdom in areas of interpersonal conflict, right? But we talked yesterday about how it's important to identify those that are close to you, those family or family-like people that you love them, you can trust them, they're there for you, you're there for them. And what you want to do is you want to invest in that meaningful relationship by, number one, thanking God for them, praying for them, acknowledging them before our Lord, but also letting them know how much you love them, how much you appreciate them, how much you think about them, how supportive you are of their gifts, their dreams, right? We want to serve them. We want to invest in that relationship because they're important to us. They're important to us. I'm telling you right now, whether you have family or not, we all can agree there's something special about that internal, that group of confidants that they are going to love you, support you, be there for you, maybe even be there when you mess up, be the ones to restore you, right? This is close people. And you need to thank God for them. But now we're talking about a new relationship, a new status, okay? Super important, okay? Super important. But this is, lack of a better word, this is your social group. This is people that, if you're just being honest, you just enjoy being with them, right? Like you take pleasure in hanging out. Maybe this is some of your friends from school or from work, but it's beyond being at work. It's literally people that you would take pleasure in spending time with. And let me just say this, the thing about social interaction and social relationships is, number one, it's great to have fun. It is. It's great. In fact, it's like medicine to your soul, right? To be merry at heart, to enjoy laughter, right? Again, going back to that emotional health and intellectual health, where you are a person that it's a pleasure to be around. Nobody likes being around the person that is just snarky or negative or just all to themselves, right? Or judgmental, right? Like you got to be careful about people. You want to be around people that it's a pleasure to be around. How about this? A social circle of people that it's a pleasure to be around, but they make you better. You see their life and you see things going on in their life and you're like, wow, I see what they're doing and I appreciate what they're doing. And you know what? I wouldn't mind doing life like they're doing. Now, here's where we got to be careful, okay? Because what we're talking about in another sense is peer groups, right? Peer groups, it's people, right? If you've got kids, right, that's one of your one of your big concerns is who are they running with? And you're concerned because inevitably, whoever they run with, they act like. So I'm just simply saying, in your social circle, right, in this area that you take pleasure in, they're a great joy to be around. The good question to ask is, what is my relationship with them doing to me? What's it doing? In other words, are these people making me better? Now, I say that because hopefully you already made a decision, as you did in personal development. Hopefully you've already made the decision you're going to make other people better. Everyone you interact with, everyone you are a part of, every life that you touch, you should have already made the decision that you're going to make other people better. That you're going to be someone that is pleasant and desired to be around, that you're likable, that you're trustworthy, right? That all of those things are taken care of in personal development. But what you want to do is make sure that you're getting around people that are similar in what you're trying to do, in the sense that they are adding value to you. You are becoming better because of your connection to them. Because if you're not, you're going to have to evaluate, though it's pleasurable, is it sustainable? Is it helpful? Because what you don't want to do is get in a social circle that actually limits, hear me on this, that limits your effectiveness on your goals. People that don't believe in you, right? That you know what, they're throwing off on everyone else's dreams, and you secretly deep down know that once you pursue your dream, guess what? they're going to throw off in your dream too. I'm not talking about being careful and being considerate, but what I am saying is you got to be careful that you get around dream killers. You got to be careful that you don't get around people that in a social circle, they're fun to be around, but if you're being honest, they're destructive, right? There's issues, and I'm not saying not to be helpful for them, but what I am saying is it might not make sense for you to run with them in a social sense. It might not make sense for you to make that a person that you are around in which things are rubbing off on you. One of the things we talked about when it comes to identity, they say that one of the keys to increasing your identity is to seek out those who have or are living what you perceive to be the life that you want to live. So in other words, if you want to increase your ability in a certain skill, or you want to increase your capacity as a leader, or you want to get healthier, whatever it is, they say you got to get around people that are better than you, so that way you begin to level towards them, right? Because again, the saying is, you're going to be most like the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? That's why your social circle, you got to be so careful. Now, granted, your family, you probably spend a lot of time with them and you love them and serve. These are your closest people. This is your refuge. But what I am talking about right now are those that you are spending spare time with. Choose carefully, because they are an influence to who you're becoming. Choose people that make you better. Choose people that it is a pleasure to be around, because you're getting better. That your interaction, right? Your connections, it's making things better and not worse. We are always helping other people, but understand that there is an exchange going on. That's why you're afraid for your kids. Am I right? If what I was saying was wrong, you wouldn't. There would be no conflict here, right? How about this? How about the person, maybe you had a friend, and then all of a sudden that friend got into a relationship and they completely changed for the worst. For the worst. Like now they're just like, what happened? Wrong relationship. But what about when they get with a good person? A person that you are all of a sudden caring for, in the sense that you appreciate what they are doing for your friend, how they are making they're making them better, right? They're a better person because of their connection, right? Like, I'm just simply saying, socially speaking, be careful who you make your friends, who you run with, because they are going to influence you. You can't stop it from happening. It is going to happen. So make sure that you're hanging with people. Stay away from the drama. I already told you that. We don't have time for drama. Stay away from it. All right. I don't care how fun or funny they are. All right. If they're negative, stay away from them. If they're going to be a dream killer, if you know that they would not support the desire that you have to achieve, you need to get rid of them. That's harsh. I'm not saying just cut them off, but I'm just simply saying we live in a social time where if you're not careful, you'll spend all your time just hanging out. I got news for you. This life ain't just about hanging out. Yes, you should enjoy the company and fellowship, but this is about honoring God with what we do by working and laboring and producing more than what we even need, so that we can be blessings to other people. So you can't just be hanging out all the time. By the way, if that's all the people that you run with, that's all they want to do is just hang out, right? They're not going to pursue the dreams. They're not going to support your dreams, rather. They're probably not even pursuing their dreams, right? They're going to bring your dreams down. I'm just simply saying, take time to evaluate your social circle and ask yourself, are these people bringing the life into me as you are trying to do for others? They might be your right? Those pinnacle people. You might have great relationships that are bringing you up. I feel like this relationship that we have here in the 21-day challenge makes us all better. I know when I hear somebody having success, somebody saying, hey, I went to the gym today, or hey, I did really good with my eating today, or hey, I tried a new recipe with the Herbalife shakes, and this is a yummy recipe that everyone should try. Like when I see these things, it encourages me. It makes me better. You make me better, right? I think that's what we all are looking for, is just a proximity of people to make us better. Anyways, this is all about meaningful relationships. We'll talk about some more tomorrow. Have a great evening.